Okay, excuse me. Which speech am I evaluating here?
Josh.
Josh. Okay, that's what I thought that you would ask me to do. Josh had a great opening on your speech. I would modify the opening a little bit, but I'll get into that just a bit. But you got a strong opening. You made a presence that said, "Here I am, and I have a story to tell you," which is something that you need to do, is get the people's attention. That you did. You also had a great storyline, a good voice, strong voice. You had good gestures throughout your speech. And I liked the way you went from story to story, and you had a series of stories which you put together in order to tell us your final analysis of what you were leading to. Now, I'm going to get into some points where maybe you can improve, but you had a good, strong voice, which makes us want to listen. Now, I'm going to suggest a couple of ways for improvement. Now, as was mentioned earlier about your conclusion, I'll talk about that in just a second. But one of the most important parts in an excellent speech, and you're right there on the brim of an excellent speech, are pauses. Pauses do two things. One is it lets you, what you just said, sink in. And the other one, it tells people you're going to change to another thought. That gives us an idea that we're not just a flowing, continuous story, like you don't know where it ends or stops. You're just saying words. So pauses are important. Let the thoughts sink in. And that would be probably the most important part, I could say, on the improvement of your speech and the body of your speech. Now, the conclusion was a little weak. And I'm going to suggest a very favorite technique of mine. You started out with, "I never would imagine," and you went into stories about imagining. And then you could also get back to the point where you tried to get into the house and you got into, and finally got home. You could end up again with your conclusion, "I never would imagine that I should have put pants in that giveaway box." That would have been a way to just end with the same way that you started. So add some pauses to add interest, to show a distinct difference in the thoughts you're going to. Keep your story separate, but rolling together like in a movie. Thank you very much for that speech. It was very entertaining. Keep up the good work. And I think I gave you some really good high scores on the judgment score. So I think you have a strong chance of coming out on top, Josh. Go for it.
All right.